Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Alice in Wonderland journal. Hope you're all okay. Um, so I've been having a bit of trouble with my camera. I was actually using my phone to record on because I didn't have a webcam that recorded. So I was going to upload a video, and I had actually recorded on how to place your paper in your inserts, and I have actually decorated that page, and that page. So what I'm going to attempt today is to show you where we last left off was creating these file folders. So all I have done is, using your plain old photocopy paper, I took 5 sheets together and cut them at, let me just check this because I can't actually remember, 8 7/8. Okay, so it's 8 7/8 across the top. Let me just zoom out quickly so you can see a bit better. There we go. So across the top, 8 7/8 by 6 high. Okay, and then what you'll have is pages that fit inside your folder, and they will fit nicely like that with a border around the edge each side, so it finishes off nicely. And then all I've done from there was I've opened it out nicely, so the crease of this lines up with the crease, the 1/8 of the inch space there, and it meets up nicely in the middle of there. And then taking a ruler, I measured from the edge of the card, the very edge of the card, not the paper itself, measured from the edge of the card, taking a ruler, and I came in 1.5 inches and marked a spot. Okay, so that's 1.5 inches on both sides, and then make a dot there, and that's from the very edge of the card. Okay, and then I just laid it down and used something to punch the holes through, and I've done that with all 6 of my file folders. Okay, so what I done yesterday, quickly show you, is this, and I've just placed paper in there, and then this was actually the image that was on the paper itself. So I've reprinted a piece of this, backed it onto some black cardstock, and then I fussy cut around the edges to give it a bit of strength. I left a little black border around the edges, and then I've just cut out a journaling card to place in there like so, and a little playing card which can also be journaled on the back of, and place that in there. Okay, and then on this side, what I've done, place the paper in the background, and then I created this little pocket across the bottom here, and then using my, I have an X-cut border punch, I've just used that on the black card to go across the top here. And again, this image was on the paper underneath, as you can see, so I just printed off another piece, fussy cut around that, backed it on some black card, and then fussy cut around that again, just leaving a little black border around there. And then on there I've used this Alice journaling card, which tucks in there, and I've used a drink me ticket and just placed a bit of ribbon through the top of there, so that can go in there. And then I've cut out some of these tickets. These are plain on the back, so they can be used for writing on, but there's actually a whole strip here, and then I've just distressed around the edges, and that can just be folded up like so and tucked in the pocket, and that's like a little book. It goes in there. Have to get used to this new camera and the way round that the angle is. It films backwards, so okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually decorate this side, and I'm going to put a flap on there that folds in, and on that side as well. Okay, so I just open this out. I hope you can see this okay. Let me just quickly zoom in a little bit so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. There we go. Right, so all I've done is I've taken another black piece of card, and I have cut it to the same size as my paper on here, and I've actually cut that at 6 by 4 3/4. Okay, and then I've scored it. Sorry, just let me check this. I scored it at 4 2/8 and then 4 3/8. Okay, to make that little bit of a gap there, 1/8 of an inch gap for the flap. And then all I've done on the flap edge is I've put some red score tape along the edge here. Okay, so I'm going to take that off there now, if I can get it off. This stuff is really hard. It is great for actually sticking in, but you know, when you don't have very long nails, then it's quite difficult to actually get off. And then I'm just going to make sure that this is lined up exactly where I want it to go. Now it's stuck to my fingers and won't come off. So I'll just make sure that's exactly where I want it to go. On there, like so. And then, see, once this stuff is stuck, it's very hard to actually get off again. So you have to be very careful where you're actually placing it. There we go. And I'll just give that a little push down there, using my bone folder. And give that a good push down there, because that will have paper stuck over the top of it, like so. Okay, so you have your little, sorry, your file folder here, which will open out like that with your pages in the middle, and then you'll have a flap that folds out this side, and then we're going to decorate inside here. Okay, so what I decided I actually wanted to do was, I have taken this paper that was sitting here quite nicely. I'm just going to glue it around the edges of them. Like so, just making sure I go right to the edges, because as I said before, you obviously want this to stick down quite nicely without it kind of coming apart and, you know, falling apart in someone's hands. And then I'll just give that press down like so. Don't forget with your damp cloth, you know, if you have any little glue spillages, just using a damp cloth. And then what I've done again is I've cut out an Alice in Wonderland card, placed some black cardstock on the back, and then I'm going to use this as a little tuck spot on there. So I just need to go along that edge and along that edge there. On that edge and a little bit on there, and then I'm going to stick that into that corner there, making sure that's lined up nicely. Give that a good firm push down like so. A little bit of glue there, just wipe that off. And then I've taken for this page this Alice journaling card, which I will pop in now. And I have a plain card. These are all plain on the back, so you know there is tons of room for writing on. And then I have a little Alice in Wonderland ticket, again as plain on the back. There we go. So that can just be placed in there like so, and just arrange them so it looks nice. Oh, sorry, you're over that side. There we go. So that's that page done. Okay, so then we'll move on to this page. I have taken this sheet of paper and distressed around the edges. Again, once you've done all your preparation and you've cut out all your bits and pieces and backed them on card and decided what you want where, and it's actually quite quick and simple to put it all together. That will go on there like so. I did think about putting a magnet underneath this to keep it closed, but it's going to be quite a chunky folder, so you know it shouldn't have any problems staying shut at all. Get that a good push down like so. It's always that corner where I get that little bit of glue. And then all I've done, again, printed out the same sheet of paper, fussy cut round it, stuck it onto black card, and then fussy cut round it again, leaving a tiny little black border down there. And then this will be stuck on here over the same image. And I'm just going to go straight down that edge there, along that bottom bit there, and a tiny little bit across the top there. And then just make sure that's lined up perfectly with the other piece underneath, like so. And again, give that a really good push down, because this is going to be a tuck spot, so you don't want that coming off when someone goes to pull a card out of it, like so. Okay, like that. And then I've got this Alice postcard, and I've just printed plain sort of pattern sheet on the back. It just gives it a bit of texture, and that will just slide in there. And this Alice tag, which I've just put the ribbon in the top, which is actually the same as the sheet of paper, and that's just got a plain pattern piece on there, and that will just slide in there like that. So when that flap is open, you will have that. Okay, and then that will fold over there, and we're going to decorate this piece here. So what I've actually done for this, I've got a piece of backing paper again, because I wanted to make this piece quite decorative, so when it's opened out it looks nice. So again, just plenty of glue around there, lots of glue on the paper, and making sure that's round the right way. Nearly, that was upside down then. Placing this on there very carefully, make sure you've got it right where you want it, like so. Just give that a good firm press down on there, like so. Now I have taken this Alice card, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, and just stressed around the edges of that, and then I'm just going to stick that straight down onto the top of that piece of paper that I've done there. Lots of glue on there. Just central that where you want it. Obviously you don't have to have your pictures and things central if you don't want to. You can put them at an angle. I suppose it would look quite nice in this, you know, as it's Alice in Wonderland and it's quite crazy and, you know, upside down and twisting about everywhere. Okay, so I've just stuck that onto that backing piece like that. Okay, and then what I've done is I've got some of these wooden pieces, if you can see that. These are from Fernley, and these are the corner pieces, and I've just gone over the top of those with a permanent black marker. Nothing posh, fancy, just a big marker pen. Okay, just to make them black, and I'm going to use these to decorate in the corners. Just using my tacky glue, because if you leave this page to one side to dry properly, they will stick and it's not going anywhere. So I'm just going to place that in the top corner where I want that to go, and I'm kind of coming just off the edge of the picture that I stuck down and onto the backing, and just make sure you've got no excess glue on there. And then I've got another piece here which I'm going to stick down in the other corner. Just make sure you're getting all those little bits and pieces like so, and then that's going to go down into this corner here. You guys will have to tell me if you want to, you know, join me on videos to go all the way through these, then please do tell me and let me know, because I think sometimes they get a bit long and boring and people don't want to see it all. So it's entirely up to you guys. If you would like to follow me and go through the whole process, then I will gladly do that with you. If not, then I will just decorate it and show you what I've done after. So taking this key, and I want this to go across the corner there. So again, just plenty of glue on the back like so, and then I'm going to place this at an angle across the whole picture there like so. Give that a good push down. Just wipe away any little glue bits that you don't want on there, any excess. It does dry clear, so you know it doesn't really matter if you do make a mess, I suppose. And then using a piece of paper from the same collection, it was actually a piece of this backing paper, I've just made these tiny little flowers and stuck a glittery flat back in the middle, and then I'm going to blob a bit of glue onto there, and I'm going to place one there like so, I've done 3 of these. I'm going to place another one. I've used paper flowers for this, obviously, and not Wild Orchid Craft flowers, because you want it to lay flat. You don't want it to, you know, be so thick that you can't close the pages on it. And then I've got a third one here, which I'm just going to stick up in the opposite corner just to finish that off nicely. Like so. Okay, so you have that. You can see that. Okay, with the key and the corners on now. So that's that bit. And then what we're going to do very quickly, just to finish off the back side here of this folder, taking another piece here, backing paper. You don't have to use backing paper on all your pages. You can just cut out, you know, and stick in tuck spots and little pockets, etc., whatever you like. But as I said, this is for my daughter for Christmas, so I wouldn't wanted it to be a little bit more special. I'm going to place that on there, like so. Wipe any glue bits off from the corners, like that. And then again, using the same piece of paper, printed it out again, backed it on some black card, and just cut at an angle so you can make a little pocket for the corner on there. I'm just going to stick some glue around the edges of there, like so, and then very carefully lining that up with the other piece of paper on the background, and sticking that down like so, giving that a nice firm push so it's not going to move and come off, like so. And then on a larger piece of paper, I enlarged the clock in the corner, fussy cut round it, backed it on some black card, and then I'm just going to go along the edges of there quickly, like so. And that is going to go into the same corner down here for a second tuck spot in that edge there. And again, just wiping off any little glue bits from around the edges. And then I've taken the rabbit postcard, which we'll tuck in the top there. And I've taken the rabbit drink me tag with the ribbon on the top. That will go in there too, like so. And then I've taken the rabbit ticket, and that will just slide in there in that tuck spot on the corner. So you have that. Okay, so this is your whole first section done. Okay, so you've got your front bit, your inside, okay, and then this will flap out that way, so you have got that. And then when you fold that back over and close that, then you've got that on the back. Okay, and then once it's all together, you take your white paper, and that will fit in there nicely, just like that. Okay, so it makes like a little book in itself, with lots of places for tags, journaling. You've got that nice picture, framed picture on that side of Alice, and I will show you how to make some little magnets next time, so you can stick them over the pages, which will hold these all together, and you can use them as bookmarks. So we'll get onto that next time when we come back. So that's it for that part, ladies. As I said, there is 6 sections for me to decorate and go through. So, you know, if you want to follow me, then by all means, I don't mind going through this with you. You know, just let me know. Do you want me to go through it stage by stage, or would you rather I just decorated it and then moved on to showing you how to stitch in your pages, etc. So it's been fun, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in part 3. Bye for now.